Welcome back, big SEC guys. We're talking D line today. We're going to rank our top five defensive lines in the SEC. Joe, let's start with you. Who you got? Honorable mention. Kick us off.
Honorable mention, headed to Columbia, Dylan Stewart. I don't know.
That's my guy.
Yeah, I don't know enough about South Carolina's returning guys other than I didn't see a whole lot of depth or no big names. But if he was coming out this year, which he can't come out, is my understanding. Yeah, I thought he was a true sophomore. He
True
probably,
sophomore.
yeah, he probably would be the first guy taken. So kinda you gotta have him somewhere, and, I just don't think his supporting staff is good enough to get him in the top 5. So honorable mention, Dylan Stewart and, Cox.
Love that. We are two peas in an SEC pod, my friend. My honorable mention, South Carolina, specifically Dylan Stewart. It's the Dylan Stewart show for the Gamecocks. He is so good. Joe, his bend, I have never seen a guy get so low in the pass rush. His bend, his dip, insane. I was thinking he was gonna be the number 1 pick in '27, but that'll probably be Jeremiah Smith, the wide receiver for Ohio State. But yeah, Dylan Stewart for me.
Come off early. He's still gonna come off
Oh,
early.
yeah. He'll be a top 5, top 10 for sure. All right, let's go shot for shot. Who you got at 5?
5, I have the Georgia Bulldogs.
Nice.
Kinda similar to and frankly, I'm not as familiar with a lot of these guys that are gonna be stepping into a role, but Georgia always plays a lot of depth. So there's gonna be a lot of guys who've played snaps. They usually beat people pretty bad, so these guys get playing time early, and you can't ignore Kristen Miller. Um, Probably gonna be the first inside guy taken in the SEC. I don't know about nationally well
That is a
enough,
man. That guy is a
but
man.
but he, yeah, he's gonna make it very difficult in between the guards for people, and, um, and then when you look at the depth chart and go back to the recruiting rankings for all these guys, they're loaded with talent. Little bit very similar to what I did with Georgia on their offensive line. Some of this may be giving the coaching staff a little too much credit, but historically, they develop their guys. I don't see any reason why all of a sudden in 2025 that trend's gonna change. So I've got Georgia coming in very solid in the middle. They'll have somebody coming off the edge, and most importantly, their coaching staff's gonna put these guys in position to succeed. So Georgia at 5. How about you?
Love that. Shane Beamer said it best when talking about Georgia's defensive line. They've got like 100 4 and 5 stars. Just talent everywhere. Talent everywhere on that line. This might be a little low for some. I've got Texas at 5, and we know the star here is edge rusher Colin Simmons. That's I think the SEC has the 2 best edge rushers in the country. That would be Simmons and Dylan Stewart, who we talked about. And they're both true sophomores, which is crazy. So we're gonna get at least this season and next season. I shouldn't say at least. We're probably gonna get this season and next season, and that's it before they go off to be top 10 picks in the NFL draft. That guy is so fun to watch as a pass rusher. He's awesome. He's the star of the show for me. They've got a couple transfers at defensive tackle. They've got Brevard from Purdue. He was good last year. And then they've got Shaw from North Carolina. We're both wearing our UNC colors today. So I
Mhm.
think he's going to be the other starter at DT. And then they've got 2 other edge guys, Moore and Burke, that are solid. So I think you've got 4 really solid guys and you've got a star. And so that
I
makes
have
5.
Texas higher than that. I have Texas at
Okay.
2.
I like it.
I have Texas at 2. Um, Colin Simmons would closely follow Dylan Stewart off the board.
Oh,
Could be a
yeah.
coin flip there. So, he's the headliner. You've got the 2 big inside guys. For them to live up to my number 2 billing, those guys have gotta perform the same way that Ole Miss's front performed last year. Their portal guys performed last year. So you're
Yeah.
counting on these guys who have played a lot of football in other leagues to come in and make immediate impacts and clog that middle up. Um, they played a lot of football, so a lot of experience there. Um, I wanna touch on one thing about the edge. One of those guys, let me look at my notes here. Trey Moore, the starter last year, he's actually moving off ball. That gives you an idea of how much, like, for one, if there's any injuries, you're not gonna have an issue on the outside. Number 2, how highly they think of what they've got with the other 2 outside guys, that he's going off ball, and don't you know there's gonna be some packages for him on obvious passing downs where
The
they
rabbit
run some
package.
kinda
Oh,
rabbit
yeah.
package where they have all 3 of them coming at you, and so I think, I think that's gonna be pretty formidable. I will throw out there Justice Terry, probably gonna get some PT. It may not
That's a
be week
name to know.
1, but he's probably gonna get some PT, and I know during our great run in Tuscaloosa, when we had our best defenses, there was always that one early guy that was I remember, Josh Chapman played a lot. Maybe he was a redshirt freshman or true freshman. He played a lot of ball when he was young. Um, Marcel Darius was playing as a sophomore, was his big breakout year, but I think he got some snaps when he was a freshman. Ashawn Robinson came in and was almost basically a day 1 starter. He was a day 1 contributor and was a starter, not long after that. You look at some of these just fantastic defensive lines, there's always that extra kick from a freshman that comes in. I think this
Oh,
could
yeah,
be the
fresh
piece.
legs.
Yeah, this could be the piece where he just, you know, they put him in there in specific packages and he just wreaks havoc. So I I don't like to put eggs too much on a freshman, but he could be an X factor on a very good defensive line. And I'm counting on these transfers by ranking them at second. I'm counting on the transfers to carry the load the way they're supposed to.
Yeah, I mean, 2 of the best pass rushers in the SEC last year were true freshmen, Stewart and Simmons.
That's right.
Straight out of high school wreaking havoc.
Yep.
That can happen. That can happen. Love it. Um, cool.
So I guess kick it to me for 4.
Yeah, who you got it for?
Okay. I got Oklahoma at 4.
Me too. Love it. Love it.
Okay, alright, so just kick right into it. They're 4 down guys that they can throw out there to start could be the best 4 that line up as a whole package.
4
However, there
dog.
ain't a whole lot behind it.
Yeah.
So that's why I've got them at 4, but when they line up, it's gonna be tough to run the football and move the football early in the game against them.
Oh, yeah.
You're really gonna have to work that D line over and try to get into their depth, and the lack of depth keeps them at 4 for me because you could see an injury, and if you see an injury, all of a sudden that core 4 starts to weaken some. So they did I did look, I can't remember their names, I didn't write them down, but they had a couple guys that were, like, highly rated 4 stars that were, that are, like, redshirt freshmen, um, that could, maybe they develop and
Oh,
see a
yeah.
lot of playing time in depth, but I'll kinda kick it to you. That's,
That's a
from
good lead
1
in.
through 4, they're pretty stout.
Yeah, oh, yeah. For the listeners, so they've got Halton and Williams at D tackle. I think both are really good. That's
Mhm.
probably the 2nd best D tackle unit in the SEC, just based on my eyes. They've got Thomas at edge, who was good last year, and then they've got Marvin Jones Jr., the FSU transfer. That's gonna be fun. Little transfer edge coming in. He's a dog. And then you're right,
Originally, yeah, originally from Athens via via Florida State. Yeah.
yep, there you go.
Yeah.
They, but you're right, yeah, the 3rd man up at D tackle and the 3rd man up at edge were both, 5-star top 25 recruits, so they
Yeah.
haven't lived up to the billing, but those guys are talented, so I think Oklahoma's a good 4. They've got a lot of talent there. Interesting team this year, Oklahoma. I'm excited to
They
watch
are.
them.
Yeah, they are. We're jumping ahead a little bit here, but John Mateer, the last Washington State transfer, went 1 overall with a Heisman Trophy, so, not too big of shoes to fill, I guess.
Yeah, oh, yeah. John Mateer might be on one of our future top 5 quarterbacks list. That's another tease. Another
Yeah.
tease for a future episode.
Another
Keep the listeners
tease. Another
engaged.
tease.
Keep them engaged. Alright, my number 3 is Georgia. You covered them well. Christian Miller at D tackle's a monster. Jordan Holland, Xavier McLeod, the South Carolina transfer at nose tackle are both really good. Jonah and Joni and then Justin Green at edge are, they're young, but they're gonna be really good, and then, oh, yeah, behind those guys, you got a bunch of former 5-star recruits, so it's gonna be scary if all those guys live up to the billing. Kirby Smart, that dude takes everybody. He takes all the D tackles. He takes all the D ends. I
Uh,
mean, he's recruiting all of them. It's unbelievable. It
It's
works.
the reason we started our series with O-line, D-line, buddy. It's 1 and
Oh,
3.
yeah.
Good ones know. The good ones
We're
know.
O-line, D-line guys. If you're watching another SEC podcast and they're starting with quarterbacks and wide receivers, you just switch over to the big SEC guys. We know where championships are made. That's on the line of scrimmage. That's in the trenches.
The same things that win have always won.
Oh, yeah, seriously. Yeah, that's the same strategy always works. All right, who you got at 3?
3, I've got the Florida Gators.
Nice.
Common theme throughout Florida's roster basically is the experience. They've got good experience on the edge, coming back. Caleb Banks is gonna be in the front, and I was just looking through their depth chart, and it's just 315, 330 after 315, 330. I mean, I think they go through their 3 deep, and they don't have anybody under 305. So trying to run
They cut
against
the
this
deep.
team is gonna be difficult. You're really gonna have to move some mass. Um, and then, they're because of that depth, that's where I've got them edging out Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma's first 4 are probably better, but I think Florida's gonna be in a position where they're playing 7, 8 guys pretty consistently with a lot of experience. I think both their edge guys are back. I should have written their names down,
They
but
are,
both.
yes, Sap and Gums, yeah.
Yes, yes, yeah, that's right. Yep, yep. Both those guys are coming back fairly productive years too. I think they were both 5, 6 plus sack guys.
Both
Um
good last year. Yeah, both good last year.
Yep. So I've got the Gators again, not to touch on it too much, but the depth and the experience at Florida right now is probably the best experience they've had coming back in a long time. Again, that's the benefit, I guess, if there's any silver lining for being pretty rough and pretty bad. 2 years ago, they started playing a lot of young guys, and then last year, I think overachieved, and, I still maintain that they would have won that Georgia game if Lagway didn't get hurt. I mean, they really looked like the sharper team and still gave him a run for the money for what was that kid? Where was he from? Penn? That transfer from Penn was like their 3rd string guy?
Yeah, yep.
Yep. Yeah, so anyhow, I got Florida. Sorry, went off on a tangent, other positions, history
Love it.
there. Go ahead. Who you got at 3?
I had Georgia at 3, so we're up to 2.
Oh, that's right.
Um,
That's right. Oh, it's my turn. Kicking to me at 2. I already talked about Texas, so kicking it back to you.
Love it. Alright, my 2's Alabama and my 1's Florida, so I'll give you the quick hit on, Florida when we do our 1s, and I'm thinking Alabama might be your 1, so I'll
They
give you
are.
the quick hit on Bama and then let you take over as our resident Alabama expert. Overton on the edge is a star, probably the third best edge rusher in the SEC behind Stewart and Simmons. Did you know your D tackle Keenan? He was the third highest rated D tackle in the country
Yep.
last year by PFF.
Yep. Yep.
And the spoiler 1 and 2 went very early in the first round of the NFL draft, so they're gone this year. That guy is a stud. So stud on the edge, stud at DT. Latham and what is it, Rusau, back on the edge are both good. Who's the other DT gonna be? Who am I missing?
Oh, man, I'm gonna run through some stuff here.
I knew
So,
you'd have some
we are so deep on the defensive line and the defensive front this year.
gonna be a really good defense.
It this the Our defense is gonna be very stout. It's gonna be
Best
very
in the
stout.
country?
Uh, you never know because you don't know what kinda we'll we will play some teams schematically that will give us problems. Counter is gonna give us problems just from a schematic standpoint because our defense is it's not the same gap control defense that Saban ran for all those years and that Georgia runs currently. It's much more of a shoot the gap, attack the ball. So while we make big plays that can turn the game. We create a lot more turnovers. We create a lot more negative plays for offenses. We are susceptible to misdirection, counter, and option football. When you have to be real assignment sound, which is, I mean, this is a preview to more episodes in the future, and I'll try not to get too in depth to Alabama. I'll cut it off and go back to the D line here. But Vanderbilt's going to give us a hard time again this year.
Nice.
They're gonna come to Tuscaloosa, and they're gonna give us a really hard time. I mean, I expect us to win because I expect us not to have catastrophic turnovers like we had up in Nashville. Um, but, uh, but teams that will and how Oklahoma, ran a lot of this stuff, the same type of it's not your traditional option, um triple option type stuff, but it's where you have a lot of options off of a play, not necessarily just a zone read. It can be a handoff to a quarterback keep, to a pass in the flat, to a corner route, putting pressure on all 3 levels of the defense. That kind of assignment sound football can give this defense problems just from a schematic. However, if you aren't executing very well, it can also lead to us blowing you up or causing you to make a mistake and turn the ball over because it attacks and it's so fast. So we can touch on this when we do our Alabama preview, but kick it back to the defensive line. James Smith, former 5-star, highly ranked, played a lot of ball last year, flashed a lot last year, but was a little down the depth chart, but played a lot of football last year. He's gonna take that other defensive tackle spot. The
Nice.
the the wild thing about this is LT Overton is primarily in that edge position, but he's also big enough to where he can move down because we have so many people also that are on the edge. You touched on who did you see? You said Rusal. Did you talk about Latham? Did you mention him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little
So
bit,
he's
yeah.
another big bodied guy. Like we have size on the edge, we have speed on the edge, we have size and speed inside. Another name that's probably going to find its way into the rotation a lot this year is Edric Hill. Hasn't played a lot, big body, very fast off the ball. He's very quick, very strong. Played a lot in the Michigan game, and, I believe it was a Michigan game. Maybe it was earlier. I can't remember. It was either Auburn, Michigan. Sometime late in the year, he had a lot of very positive impact plays for his time in the game. I wish I could remember what game that was. But I expect him to be heavy rotation. And then, people don't talk about I don't remember how to say this. Yanze, I think Yanze Pierre, he's gonna get a lot of playing time. He was a former 5-star guy.
Classic football name,
Yeah,
Yanze Pierre.
yeah, yeah. So, gonna be hard to keep on the sideline, and then, Keon Keeley, another one, former 5-star guy. Rusal's a former 5-star guy. Rusal played and made a lot of plays last year, though. I think several forced fumbles, couple sacks. Last thing I'll say about Bama's defensive front, I'll circle it all the way back to Overton, who you started with. Second highest, quarterback pressures number in the league last year, behind, South Carolina's defensive end that went in the first round. Um, but he only finished it off twice. There's no way he's gonna do 36 plus pressures this year and only finish it twice. So,
Yeah,
I expect 5, 6, 7 plus sacks out of him this year, and I'll be disappointed if I don't get it. So,
yeah. So he was behind, Kyle Kennard,
yeah,
probably in
Kennard,
pressure
thank you.
pressure.
Yep,
He
yep,
was
yep,
yeah, he was
yep.
defensive player of the year at South Carolina.
Yeah,
He was
yes.
a dog. That guy was good.
Wow,
Miss
man,
him.
if anything holds Dylan Stewart back this year, he's not gonna have his buddy on the other side, right? Like,
Didn't have
that
his
was
running mate.
yeah.
It's a good combo.
Yes, it
Good
was.
combination.
Caused a lot of headaches across the league last year.
Yeah, that was a good combination. Love it. My one's Florida. You hit them well. Sapp and Gums on the edge, rushing the passer. Banks and McRae on the inside. They're the best inside duo in the country. Banks is going to be an all SEC guy. And I'm going to call my shot on the pod. Let's timestamp this, late July before the season when we're filming. I think McRae is going to be one of the breakout stars of the SEC this year. Talk about a running mate. We know Banks, first team preseason All SEC, will probably be first team All SEC. I think McRae might even outplay him this year. I think he could end up being the guy who is the sort of star of the show on that D line.
Come back to it. I'm telling you, I think Florida's up front
Joe,
in the
we have
trenches.
done
Florida
we've
Florida
done
be
so many lists because we're doing these rankings. So the first 5, offensive line, defensive line, quarterback, running back,
wide receiver.
wide receiver. Uh, 5 for 5, I have a Florida person on there. So I'm like, "Oh my gosh,
Hey,
they have so much talent. They're gonna be good.
just
They're gonna be really good."
teasing the viewers here. My list
This
of
is a big
everybody is
team.
complete. So content coming, content inbound. We just gotta get
Content
them recorded.
inbound
But, consistently, Florida's popping up. Um,
all over the place.
yeah, Imma hold it for the team previews. Hold it
We're
for
gonna
the
save
team
it.
previews,
Smart.
but, I don't wanna get too off, but it's a tough schedule. That was a team that was
They're gonna be
supposed to
good.
win 4 games last year, and I think they
Yeah,
won 7, didn't they? They won
yeah.
7 in the regular season, and
They started
just
winning
as
once they put
just as
Lagway
easily
in.
listen, I'll say it again, you'll probably hear me say this 10 times preseason. I maintain Florida would have beaten Georgia and Jacksonville this year if Lagway hadn't gotten hurt.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Lagway comes in, everything changes, and The last thing I'll say about the Florida defensive line, and you mentioned it, like, doing my research for this pod, I was looking at the roster, 330, 330, 330, 330. Was
Yes,
it the old Wendy's slogan? They have the beef, and that's
they've got the
important in the
beef.
SEC. They've
They've
got a
got the
whole
beef.
lot of it.
You
They've
better
got a
you
whole
better
lot of
double
it.
team the point of attack if you're gonna run the football on this team.
You better bring your pad level if you're gonna block these guys. You
Right.
better bring it.
That's right.
Alright, Joe. Great episode. Those are the
Yes,
those
sir.
are the D-line rankings. Let's recap. Mine were, Florida at 1, Bama at 2, Georgia at 3, Oklahoma at 4, Texas at 5. Honorable mention, Dylan Stewart.
Yeah, don't even say South Carolina, just say
Yeah,
Dylan
just Dylan
Stewart.
Stewart. Remind
Yeah,
me of yours, Joe.
I've got, Bama 1, Texas 2, Florida 3, Oklahoma 4, and, Georgia 5.
Perfect. Alright, folks. Those are our rankings. See you soon.